Hello and welcome. AVJAM on the road. Well, on a path at the side of a canal, but you get me drift. So, without Outlook, case and everything, it's ISE London. Genuinely, I can't wait. I'm going to say it's going to be the best show ever. Probably not. But am I excited? Absolutely. We get the things we've missed. For me, it's that group conversation. It's a lot of you with a manufacturer having a chat. It's sat at the main stage and interacting with people. Actual human people, not a computer screen. The things you miss on virtual, on video one-to-ones with manufacturers, is always that collective. People with different ideas asking the questions you don't think about. You learn more. That's a positive. The fact that we're all out doing this, I can't wait. Jace, what about you?
Morning. He's on the train. I'm in the car heading to ISE 2021. Been a long time since we've done anything normal. We didn't pick this career to spend 40-50 hours sat staring at a desk screen every week. It feels great to be coming out. What can I expect from the show? Not ISE. It's disappointing that they're even giving it that ISE brand. They can't sort the hashtags either. So I'm expecting a small regional AV show, but I am encouraged by the amount of AV tweets saying I'm going. Some I know well, some I don't know so well. Looking forward to IFAT's main stage presentation. That is where the show will shine, not in the exhibition hall. So it's kind of flipped on its head for me. I think I'll spend more minutes at main stage, where I virtually spent no minutes at main stage before, because my diary was so packed with vendor presentations, product launches, NDAs, whisper suites, all that cool stuff that we grew to appreciate ISE for. Now, what's going to change if we ever get back to normal, when we get back to normal with these shows? Can't wait for Infocom. I can't go to Infocom. I'll go to the next one. Let's see tonight when we're full of beer. Cheers.
Arriving in style for ISE. Sun's shining. My yacht was ready.
There is a problem, and the post that you're referring to on my LinkedIn about 3 weeks ago, I think the key points that I was trying to make from that, actually taking aside from who it was and where it was the fact that it actually happened at all, and that we're now in 2021 and we're still having these conversations.
We're back. But you need booze. They're a necessary evil.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, looking at it, obviously the booths are scarce. There's not many of them, as expected. But even now for me, of what, let's say 20 booths, I'm probably going to go to 3 or 4. I'm not in the need to find new tech. There's nothing new anyway. They are necessary. But I think I'm finding that at a lot of trade shows, unless it's the big ones, unless it's full-blown ISE, it's full Infocom. All these localised ones, like we have UC Expo, or we've got obviously this makeshift ISE, there's just something about the booths that they're there because they're there.
Will we ever get back to the big full-blown ISE?
I think so. I think the one thing this has proven is the people element.
Yeah.
So if this was full blown ISE, I'd have had back-to-back meetings, and we need to get back to that because the meetings we've just had with Barco, it was a good catch-up. It was a good sit-down. There's not much new, but it's absolutely needed. That conversation, even for an hour, was longer than we'd have at a normal booth, but it wasn't a video conversation that's just point 1, 2, 3 done. It's actually a conversation.
Somebody needs to tell me, somebody cleverer than us two, hey, you get the booths out there at a respectable cost to the exhibitors. Not sure these are. But it's fueling networking. Because that's what you need.
Yeah, because this isn't. I mean, this is a little bit more because there's less people, so you get a better chance of networking if the right people are here. But the booths are not doing that. The booths at the minute are just showing tech, but for no purpose. It's just, here's a telly.
But no offence to the exhibitors out there, but they're not relevant to me.
No, but I wouldn't say that any of the booths right now are relevant. Is that a pandemic hangover? Or if you went to a full-blown trade show, let's say ISE next year, let's say Infocom in October, whenever it is, how relevant genuinely are the booths? Because right now it's the same screen, it's the same, nothing really. Is that a pandemic hangover, or is actually
a
booth
booth there without naming? He looks bored. He's watching something on his phone.
But we could say that about ISE last year. Even though we raved about it, 2019, we raved about it because you had more time on the booths. How many booths were nobody on and no one cared about? I understand there's always a little hidden gem somewhere, I get that. But I don't know, I think booths aren't about a conversation anymore. It's not about the networking, it's about look at my telly.
Booths are the lifeblood of the show. No. People are the lifeblood of the show, but booths get people there. How else can you get people there?
I have no idea. Tell us, please.
Yeah, it's Kelechi from Logical Solutions. ISE 2021 in London. Our first ever time at ISE. Been a smaller show, but it's been really good to see people in person. Good to see the guys from AVJAM, and just looking forward to getting life back to normal. Over and out.
Oh, here we are. Well, welcome to ISE London 2021. I didn't think we'd ever be here, but it's actually really good. A lot of people to see. Nice to see people back again. About time.
Normal's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
it is. Yeah.
Semi-normal.
yeah.
As I said to you earlier, the only difficulty we've had is trying to identify people
Behind the
that
mask.
we haven't seen for a while. So, but no, it's great to be back. It really is.
Cheers, mate.
Here we are then. So we're in a restaurant. The food was good, but the audio is not good enough. So we're going to try and re-record the audio track, but still set the scene that we were in London living a normal life. So from memory, we're saying people are the most important thing.
Yeah, I think we said there wasn't much in the way of new tech. There weren't toys to play with or anything like that, but there were people that we saw that we wouldn't have thought of reaching out to probably.
Quality of people was excellent.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. So obviously in the time of this, we've seen the tweets where people have said, do you know what, actually it was crap, I hated it. But if you're going there for booths and for tech, you were going to hate it. Let's be honest, there's no new tech.
No.
Everything's already been released. They've all been doing it online, and they've been doing online releases and virtual webinars to try and get it across. So you were never going to see anything new. You were never going to see massive stands full of kit that were going to wow you. It was an event for people. It was to get together, have a conversation, have a good chat. And
It's
we
earlier
definitely
on in the video where you see the of the hall. So I walked in and took that view and thought, oh, what have I done? Because when you look at it as an exhibition, the first impression's like, oh no. But then the people kicked in. And there's a point in the video somewhere here, you'll look embarrassed, because I think I did say you did well on stage as well, if that. Nice of the chap from Electrosonic to come and thank you and congratulate you.
Yeah.
He couldn't give you enough superlatives, to be honest.
I'm just glad he said it in front of my boss. It was very nice of him.
But it was really interesting as well, because any normal show, how many times do you actually sit at the main stage and listen? I've never done that before. That was actually something new. It was really interesting.
I do wish they'd learn to cast their net a bit wider. I think that's where Infocom was always trumped ISE, regardless of lockdowns and everything. Infocom always does something to encourage me to go into a room and listen to, or even try and take part in a session. ISE doesn't reach those levels for me. Never has.
And I think actually you've made a really good point that I probably didn't think of before. For me, it was a really good networking session. Really, it wasn't about the tech. It wasn't a show as such, but exactly that. If they had actually thought more of breakout sessions, or like they had the round table, if that had been actually within the same venue, that could have been probably a lot more interesting for people, and people would have hung around, I think, a lot longer. I'm not surprised that day 2, I think numbers weren't, or it wasn't as busy as day 1, but I was not surprised by the numbers. I think it was a steady flow. It was never going to be thousands of people.
I think more people would have took a punt. That was the only thing last night
Yeah.
I was dwelling on. I took a punt, and rode that roller coaster of, is this going to be worth my while? And as I drove home yesterday, yeah, it was completely worth my while. I put a normal pair of trousers on, and I had a normal day out and mixed with normal people, and relatively normal.
I'm going to say you can't go full blown normal at that point.
But yeah, it was brilliant, and we've already done our cheers in the video, so we've overrun that. It was worthwhile.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm going to play them both back now and decide which was better. Unfortunately, you lot won't hear it. This one could have actually been a better recording. Who knows?
Could have been. We'll never know.
Just put this over that.
See you later.